Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Welcome to a special edition of the Smylie Show. I am Charlie Hulme. He is Smylie Kaufman, and you are seeing this episode. You are listening to this episode on Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So, hoping that wherever you're traveling to, wherever you're about to go out tonight, you have a safe trip. You have a good night. With loved ones or with buddies out at the bar. Whatever your traditions are on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. But wanted to give you a little something for that drive, or something to kind of catch up on over the long holiday break. And what we're gonna do here is another draft. The last time we did a draft, Smylie, we did I think top 5 things on a golf day. We had some nice interaction on that. I think Michael Kim chimed in. We had some kind of some thoughts from listeners and viewers who wanted to kind of pick that. So we're gonna do something similar here for. What we're gonna do here this is gonna be a long explanation. I think I said this to you like 3 or 4 times, and we've just now hammered out the concept. But basically, what we have here for you all is we're borrowing from the TGL. This is the Thanksgiving League. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna create 6 teams of 4 things. Okay, so what we're gonna draft here is we're gonna draft a playing partner, a golf course, a gambling game that you're going to play, and a food or drink that you're going to consume with this partner on this golf course playing this game on your sort of ideal day of golf, something you'd be really thankful to partake in or would enjoy. So, and we're going to do it draft style. Smiley's going to lead off in rounds 1 and 3. I'm going to lead off in rounds 2 and 4. Smylie, I already feel like I've explained too much here, and you haven't had the chance to speak. So, anything you want to clear up here? Did I miss any detail that's important?
Not quite yet. I do want to touch on, I know everybody is doing something right before here, Thanksgiving, and I was thinking in my head, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving was always such a fun night, like out of college. Like everybody was back, saw so many close friends. So that was one of the things while you were talking, I was thinking like, oh man, I remember being young and going to the bar and hanging out with all my friends on a Wednesday night. So shout out to all the people that are doing that. But I'm really excited about this. I kind of been scheming up some good pairings in my head here. So I'm ready to get going.
Well, without further ado, let's get this thing going. So the first round of our draft is, of course, your ideal playing partner, and this show has your name on it. So I think by default, you have the first overall pick of the draft. So Smylie, draft away.
For the first draft of the Thanksgiving Turkey League, what are we calling it? Thanksgiving
League. You can call it Turkey League informally.
Okay, for the Turkey League, I am drafting Patrick Mahomes in the first round.
Wow.
He is off the board.
Okay. Well, can you give us some, there's like the NFL draft. You just kind of break down your own pick, like Mel Kiper, Todd McShay. Give us some thoughts on Patrick Mahomes.
I don't want to reveal too much because you might draft something based off what I say with Patrick Mahomes on where I'm going with all this. I think obviously, it would be sweet to play with Mahomes. I'll watch him play on the match. He absolutely doesn't care at all when he plays, and that plays really well into me right now. I don't really care right now when I play. So, right now, and then maybe we can FaceTime Kelsey, and then next thing you know, we're FaceTiming Taylor Swift. So, bang.
I love that. I love that. Chaos is a ladder. You're gonna do a little social climbing here. There's a lot of good rationale behind this pick.
Maybe I'm just a Swiftie at heart, and this is just my way of getting. I guess I could have drafted Kelsey first, but still on the board, Kelsey.
he's very much still on the board, and this leaves who I thought was like for my first pick. I thought this guy was going to be off the board automatically. So I feel like I have to take him here. I feel like if I leave this guy on the board, it's a cardinal sin. I got to go with Tiger Woods.
Yeah, it's an obvious pick, and
it's almost too obvious.
Who knows if Mahomes was going to be there in round 3? Who knows?
There's a lot of like fantasy draft valuations. Is there going to be a run on cool quarterbacks who like to drink beers?
The last thing you want to happen is to be in one of those drafts and that the quarterbacks go early, and you're sitting there waiting. And the next thing you know, it's just you don't have a quarterback. So I got a signal caller.
You got a signal caller. I look, I've got the greatest player in the history of golf, but I might not have a quarterback. That could have been a huge oversight. I don't think I need to do too much explaining as to why I'm taking Tiger, other than childhood idol. Perhaps the greatest to ever play the game. I feel like it gives us a great shot to win. But yeah, I'm going Tiger. So look, I'll spin it back to you, man. Who are you taking with your third pick of the first round?
I am going to go to the PGA Tour. I am going to pick a golfer this time, and I am going to draft Ricky Fowler.
Love it. Okay.
I'm going to draft Slick Rick, otherwise known as BDR. My dog.
Okay. Your thoughts, your rationale. Can we get like a brief statement on why is Rick a good fit for you?
Well, here's the thing. I thought about the spring break crew, and I said, I can't draft them all because that's just lame. I would love to draft all three of them, but for this in particular, I wanted it to branch out a little bit to show that I had more than three friends. So getting Mahomes on the board early showed that I do have more friends than those three. So that's a big part of that. Ricky's my partner. So that's how I picked between the three. That's my partner. He's going to get me from point A to point B. A lot of trust. Give me Ricky Fowler in round 3.
I love it. A lot of loyalty there shown. Love that.
Yes.
You stick with your guy. Your partner's your partner. You're not going to get away from that.
You got to pick your partner, right? Like that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's you got a good mix here. You've done a really good mix, and look, you got sort of you're doing the mix thing. I'm just kind of sticking to a theme because with my
you're just gonna keep doing idols.
Well, I'm going to keep doing idols, and listen, as a Carolina guy, as a Tar Heel, like I think my next pick is pretty obvious here. This guy's a gamer. I mean, maybe the most competitive person in the history of competition. I got to go with Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
I mean
yeah,
guy loves playing golf. He builds golf courses. I probably shouldn't have even noted that part, although you recently played at Grove 23. But like he has courses that fit his game, so maybe that's coming into play when I'm drafting later. But MJ, I mean, if I have Tiger and MJ, that's a pretty good start to this draft. I feel like.
Heck yeah, that's a good pick. Great pick. And you're not wrong. And the only mistake I think you made there was not showing a little bit of loyalty. And that's the only mistake I think you made. And what I mean by that is I think you got to give credit and pay off the guys that spend some time on the Smylie show. And what I mean by that is
don't do it.
Steph Curry is off the board in round 5. I think that was a big miss on your part. What an opportunity for you to say, Steph Curry spent some time out of his own day to come here to talk basketball, talk golf. Didn't even get picked in the 4th round. And I think we're going to look back on that and say, you know what a steal in round 5. So give me Steph Curry.
So you're taking Steph 5th. I just want to confirm that,
yes.
Lock that on the draft board. That's a great pick too. And that's a guy that on my big board, he was definitely high on my big board. And you're absolutely right. Came on, hung out, told some great stories, looked at a picture I showed him of my, at the time, less than 1-year-old son holding up his championship rings. Those are memories I cherish without a doubt. But I'm now going to borrow a page from your book here. Oh. Because I do think we got to reward the guys that have come on the show and that have been great guests, great hangs. And I mean, who better than Victor Hovland? I mean, Vic is going to be a blast. He's one of the best players on planet Earth. He's going to be fun to hang with. We can eat like
the Norway's coming out of you right now.
The Norway, we're going to fly a Norway flag. We're going to eat weird stuff that makes our breath stink. We're just going to have a good old time in our cart. Heck, that might come up later in this draft. But that's. I mean, look at this first round. It's a pretty solid first round.
I want to hear your honorable mentions there for playing partners.
Oh man. Okay. Well, so it's
honorable
interesting.
Mentions.
So for me, Curry was definitely up there on my board. I think that there are a number of tour pros. I mean, golly, like you could go.
Let's remove the tour pros in the honorable mention because we could have gone so many different directions there, right?
Yeah, that's fair. I would say, Oh, man, you're gonna bring the homer on me because like I'm gonna
It's
immediately
fine.
go to Carolina guys. Like I'm gonna go like Carolina football guys, but like those guys aren't like the biggest names in the world. Like I'd love to tee it with like a Drake May or a
Mhm.
Sam Howell. Both those guys
Yeah,
play. The
homers definitely come out. You got
Homers
Michael Jordan already on your team. Now you're going Sam Howell. Next thing you know, you're going to be drafting the Ford twins.
Yeah. Can I get 2 for 1? Can we play a 3-ball? Because if so, give me those guys. I'd say, I probably should have looked more in like the pop culture lane too. Like I'm sure there's some music artists out there that I'm, that I'm missing who could have been a good hang. Like I'm not saying I would have drafted a Jake Owen, but I think a Jake Owen would have been a great playing partner. You're definitely blaring some tunes in the cart. You're definitely throwing back some cold ones like that. He would have been a great shout. Yeah, if you're taking tour pros off, because then it's like almost like is that removing old tour pros too? Like Freddie Couples, sign me up, dude.
Yeah,
I would love for
a great playing partner.
What about you? Who are some honorable mentions you would have loved to add on your team?
I think no brainer. You always have to have a hockey guy, and so I think the hockey crowd would have been real upset. They've been like, hold on, how are you not picking anybody from hockey? Those guys party the most. They're the most fun, and you're absolutely right. The hockey crowd that's listening, Pat Maroon, that would have been my honorable mention. I know he would have been a great time, and it's a shame that we only had 3 draft picks because he would have been drafted 100%.
That if we're going hockey guys, former Carolina Hurricane Justin Williams, sign me up for that guy. Great player, great hang.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's like a Camilo Villegas popped collar guy on the course. So I love that call.
Pat Maroon and TJ Oshie for me. Those would be the 2 guys.
And listen, this is the nature of the Thanksgiving League, aka the Turkey League. We only have 6 teams, and we're sorry. Maybe season 2, if we get a John Rahm dropout situation, we can get you in. But for now, that's kind of how it goes. So so that concludes the first round. That was playing partner. Now we move on to the golf course that we are going to be playing this match on. I guess in this sort of setup, we are playing a match, but really part of this is, who are you going to have a fun time? What are you going to enjoy playing the most? So I've got the first pick here, and this is a tough one, man. This is a really, really tough one, but I think I really am going to kick myself if I don't take Cypress Point off the board. Number 1 right here.
Wow. I just got a steal in round 2. Wow. I'm so excited. You took Cypress off the board, and that's the Cypress. I mean, I'm not surprised you took Cypress because it is 100% a great first pick, but I'm just happy that you did it.
Well, I mean, for me, that's partially like that's like a childhood memories thing. I played a lot of golf growing up there. I'm from California, so I feel like for me, Cypress is like the sort of hallowed ground in golf. But listen, I mean, there are a lot of amazing golf courses in the world, and I'm actually so much like you left Tiger Woods on the board in the first round. There is an obvious choice here, and I'm very curious to see if that's what you go with here with your pick.
So before we do this. So you're telling me, so you have right now Tiger Woods and Cypress Point they're in the same bracket right now? Okay. I just want everybody listening being like, all right, they're drafting golf courses now. Like what I think it'd be important for us to every pick that we make now to just remind everyone what they're paired up with, because that brings so much more value to the golf course. And Patrick Mahomes, who was my first pick and now my first golf course pick, Cypress Point is off the board. I will be on the golf course at Augusta National with Patrick Mahomes. And it's just, I mean,
makes a lot of sense.
That is good. That is some good stuff. That is a great start. Tiger at Cypress is freaking sick though. So right now we have winners.
Tiger at Cypress is sick, but I mean, Augusta National is the Tiger Woods of the golf course category. So made a lot of sense for you to take that off the board. If I would say it this way, if I got Augusta National with my second overall pick, that would have been a shocker. Mm-hmm. So smart of you to kind of take that one out of play.
I will say that you are 100% winning right now, but I think I'm going to catch up to you. I really think I'm going to play catch up so quick in this that you don't even see where I'm going right now.
Well, see,
I'm bobbing, you're weaving, and that's the thing.
This presents a really interesting. where I go next is it's a tough one because there are a lot of, you could go the obvious one here, right? Because my second pick was Michael Jordan. So I hear all of you out there screaming, Grove 23, take Grove 23. I've never played Grove 23. Now, I get that it completely sets up for Michael Jordan's tendencies. He built the golf course for himself so he could win match play events. Here's what I'm thinking here. That's a South Florida golf course. There is another course in South Florida that is near and dear to my heart. Arguably my favorite place to go to hang out, to be in a golf setting. I'm hoping the Michael Jordan magic transfers over to Seminole because I can't.
I thought you were going to say PGA National.
I cannot in good conscience.
It took you too long to get that one. If you'd have drafted TPC Craig Ranch, I would have lost it.
I was gonna. I'd be like, we were drafting tournament. If we would have stuck with the tournament, this is really pulling back the curtain here. We initially had tournaments as a category, and I was going to intro my first pick with the Netflix Cup and to see if that joke landed. But yeah, that TPC Craig Ranch was. I'm actually kicking myself that I missed it. That's great bit. Well done, Smylie. Well done.
Yeah, we definitely need to have our an honorable mention bit. Like this is just our bit one. Like, you know what I mean? That's where we need to go. So right now you have Tiger Woods in Cypress Point, and now you have Michael Jordan at Seminole. Okay,
wow.
So you're just gonna.
That sounds like fun.
I mean, you're just kind of building, like just ideal dream day. So and that's the point of this whole thing. So
yeah,
great start. As it pertains to me right now, I have Patrick Mahomes and Augusta National, and I have drafted Ricky Fowler, and we are going to be playing Baker's Bay Golf Course.
Wow.
It would be dumb for me.
Home game.
It would be totally ridiculous for me not to draft Baker's Bay. It's a Discovery Land golf course. Not to have one of those Discovery golf courses in the golf course category for me it wouldn't make sense. I have to have that in there because it especially with Ricky and him and I have played a bunch of golf together. We love Baker's Bay. It is so our vibe. We can just kind of let loose, have a good time. So Baker's Bay, no brainer. Drafted 4th overall in the golf course category.
I love that. It's like that's the biggest home field advantage of all time. Like that reminds me of playing Tiger 04 and you're playing like against different opponents, and you get to the end and there's like that course in the Amazon, the Predator or something. You're playing like Sunday Tiger and the Predator. Like, what is going on here, dude? I got no chance. Smylie and Ricky at Baker's Bay, like, just go ahead and I'll just pay you on the first tee. Just tell me what I owe you.
Yeah.
I love that. Great pick. So this is a tough one here because we're going to definitely need to do an honorable mention on the back end of this segment too, because there are a lot of courses out there. I want to just say I really wish I could have taken. I've gone with a lot of like golf history here, and I want to go with sort of a wonky one. I want to go with a fun one, a one that I always enjoy playing, a little bit of home cooking. So we got Victor Hovland here, one of the best iron players in the world. I'm taking Vic to Sanford, North Carolina. We're going to Tobacco Road. We're going to go to just a fun, weird blind shots, just target golf. Nobody better than Vic in that setting. Just give him a number. He's going to throw darts. I'm rocking with Tobacco Road as my last pick. Mike Strant's course, just an absolute joy playing that every single time I'm out there.
Okay. Never played. Would love to play. So
we'll get out there, dude.
Okay.
Maybe a little YouTube vid out there. So
your theme so far has been your idols and then North Carolina home cooking. And that's kind of where we've been right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. So right now I have Patrick Mahomes, Augusta National. I have Ricky Fowler, Baker's Bay, and I have drafted Steph Curry.
Yes.
And the golf course, I've been back and forth on this. There's one obvious golf course to me that makes a whole lot of sense, and it's not going to get drafted. And that obvious course is St. Andrews. And I'm not going
you're not going to take
I'm not going to draft it.
Wow.
And a lot of people are screaming. They just pulled over.
Yeah.
They just threw the phone out the window because St. Andrews isn't getting drafted. And
Baker's Bay got drafted and not St. Andrews. It's amazing.
And it's ridiculous that it's not. But I would rather play this golf course with Steph Curry. I've never played this golf course, but it's number one on my list. And I think going over there with Steph would be really fun. And it's just like a golf trip, flying over there with him, like just spending all this time over there would be incredible. And that golf course is going to be Royal Melbourne.
Wow. I had a feeling we were going down under, and I absolutely love that call.
It 100%. It's a lot of people are questioning the St. Andrews not being picked. I think people are pointing fingers at you more, picking Tobacco Road and over St. Andrews, which I listen, it's the homers coming out of you, and that's fine. It's fine. And you left me in a tough spot because I thought you were going to do the obvious thing and pick St. Andrews. But I honestly, St. Andrews wasn't even number 2. And that's the worst thing about it, is that North Berwick was going to be number 2 before St. Andrews. So even more people just stopped on the road and said, this is ridiculous. I am turning the channel. Well, hang on. We got more coming.
You might be more shocked as we continue. So here's what's kind of my calculus on this as we move into the honorable mention portion of the golf course is that I am making my first Scotland trip this upcoming summer with my dad. I am so excited for this.
When are you going?
I think it's like John Deere week, I believe.
So that's right around right around the Open, isn't it?
I think you're gonna get there for the Scottish Open like the day after I leave. Unless you go early, you should come early and join us in the back of the. Yeah, so like I think we're leaving like the Sunday, and then the Scottish Open's the next week.
Oh,
so
well, maybe.
I mean, we're playing North Berwick. We're playing the old course. We got a whole so for me, it's like of course I hold a reverence for those courses, but I feel like having not played them, it's tough for me to put them on a list and say like that's going to be one of my
that was the hard
courses.
thing with me, but Royal Melbourne, it's number 1 on my list that I want to play.
I'll say there are 2 courses that I want to honorable mention. One that I haven't played and one that I have played. The one that I haven't played that I'm dying to play, National Golf Links of America, like where it all starts in America in terms of golf architecture, CB McDonald's original gym.
It's really good.
I really, really want to get there and play that course. The one that I have played, and I'm so sick I left it off, Marion. I've only played Marion once, and I think about it like it's like the Roman Empire for me. I think about it all the time. I can see every hole in my head. I love how hard and unique it is. I just love the property. Marion was an absolute joy. So those are my 2 big honorable mentions. And you've mentioned a few here. Any others you want to kind of note?
Yeah. And I think the other potential answer that I was considering was Steph Curry specifically was pairing him up with San Francisco Golf Club. I haven't played there, but that golf course has been on my list as well. I hear it's a incredible spot. And the other course that came to my mind was Friar's Head. It's probably one of my most favorite golf courses I've ever played. Just really nothing getting drafted on up in the Hamptons, Long Island. That's kind of surprising, right? That's such a good area of golf. But I mean, we only have 6 spots. So I mean, we're not perfect.
This is the Thanksgiving League, Smylie. It's hard to play in the Turkey League. It's hard to get an invite. You know, there's only so many spots. So wow, I mean, we're off to some bangers thus far. Now we are now switching into the latter half of this draft. And this is where it gets really interesting because we're now pairing a player and a course with a gambling game. And we're trying to set this up to the advantage of our partners. So you are back in the driver's seat in this round. This is gambling game. And you have Patrick Mahomes at Augusta National. What game are we playing?
We're playing Shotgun Mulligans.
You dog. I love it. The greatest is if Chulligan, any game involving a Chulligan, sign me up. I'm there. I mean, what a beauty.
You know that was getting drafted first.
I mean, it's the best.
I never heard of the word Chulligan, but yeah, Shotgun Mulligans. If people that don't know what a Shotgun Mulligan is, it's exactly what it sounds like. If you want to take a mulligan, you have to shotgun a beer. So right now, me and Mahomes are playing that game.
So let me ask you 2 questions out of this. One's a question, one's more of a hilarious statement. The first is, do you, when you play this game, because I'm assuming you play this many times. Do you put a limit on number of shotgun mulligans per round or per side? No.
There's
really.
no
Just go until
limit.
You can't stand.
The limit does not exist. The only place you cannot shotgun is on the green. When your ball is on the green, there's no more shotgunning. But everything else, the limit does not exist.
So we played a version of this on like a buddy's Ryder Cup style trip with some guys here from Hope Valley, and went up to Pinehurst a couple years in a row, and it's a trip called the Tumbleweed, and I think it was like 3 aside shotgun mulligans, and one of my buddies came in and was like, hey, like I shot whatever the score was, and I was like, wow, man, like that's a really good score. Like I'm not, like I was expecting him to shoot this, and he's like posts it and everything. He talked to one of the other guys in the group later. He's like, oh, dude, that was just like score with shotgun mulligans. Like that doesn't. Do not post that. Do not post that. That's not how that one goes. Just the best. What a game! Wow, I don't even know where to go from there.
I know you said you were in a good. I even told you Tiger at Cypress was in such a good spot, and it looked better, honestly, than Mahomes and Augusta at the time until shotgun mulligans entered the picture.
I mean, shotgun mulligan is so good. Here's the thing that's tough, I feel like, on games is, because so many of these games are catered to like the group you're playing in. Like I'll tell you, like one of my favorite games to play at home is 40 ball, but it's like 3 groups against each other, and you got to take 20 scores on the front. You got to take 20 scores on the back.
This is your partner. It's not just a one-on-one. Yeah. It's a game you're picking.
I'm going to take 40 ball. That's a hometown favorite.
Explain it just a little bit more so I understand it.
Yeah, so it's a great game. It's you and 3 other buddies in a group, right? And so you're everyone's in for a certain dollar amount. And the fun thing about it is like usually you got like 16, 20 guys in. You all get up to the club on like a Friday or a Saturday. Everyone's boozing together before the round, and you're all going to hang out and drink after. And everyone throws in a certain amount of money, right? And so you have to take 40 balls overall, but you have to take 20 on the front and you have to take 20 on the back, right? Okay. And so that you get paid out front, back, overall. But here's the thing is you have to declare the scores after every hole. So there's this constant. So it's
this
constant calculus. Yeah. Do we want to take a par? Do we want to leave 3 scores out or 4 scores out for the 9th hole? Like, do we think
that's
we can get a couple birds here?
I like that.
It's a good one.
That's entertaining because especially if you are banking that you're going to play a really easy hole well and everybody totally lays an egg.
or there's nothing more thrilling than getting to at Hope Valley, like the 9th hole is like the 3 handicap. It's like a OB. It's like a tight tee shot. And there are times you're coming off 8 green. It's like a par 5. You're supposed to, birdie, whatever. And you make some bad scores. It's like, should we leave a few out there? And then everyone plays well in the 9th hole and you're making the turn. You got so much energy and you're ready to go. So I'm a big fan of 40 ball. So I'm going to go 40 ball. I don't know how that's, Tiger, that is really
a big group at Cypress. Playing with Tiger. Yeah. You got a big group.
We'll see who else we add to that group, but that's where we're playing. So, okay. So what do you got for the next game?
Okay. So I have Ricky Fowler at Baker's Bay, and the game that we're going to be playing is quarters hammer.
Golly, I love that game. You're taking all the good games.
You had an opportunity to draft it, my man.
Quarters hammer. And again, I think each of these, this is good that we're part of what we're doing here is we're giving people who maybe haven't heard the game a chance to say, oh, maybe I'll add that to my repertoire. So explain a little bit how quarters hammer works for people who haven't played it.
It works best in odd formats because you kind of get either the 2-on-1 or you get the 3-on-2 or potentially a 4-on-1 or it can get a little crazy. So what you do, everybody's got a coin. You got to declare heads or tails on whatever that coin is. You flip, and let's say you got 3 heads and 2 tails. The heads team will play the tails team, and that is the teams for that hole, and you flip on every single tee box, and you can hammer it at any point during the hole. You can hammer as soon as you flip the quarters. A lot of times when we were at spring break with the first year that we did it, we played this game at Baker's. That's why I drafted it. And so many times I would flip heads and then Jordan, JT, and Rick would flip tails, and they would yell so loud before the coins even finished, hammer. And so like you're standing there on the tee knowing that the bet just went from $100 to whatever it was. I don't know if it doubled or tripled. I'm not the scorekeeper guy. I kind of left that to Jordan. We've discussed this, but
we've seen Jordan's scorecard. It's a clean card.
Exactly. And so it's a really fun game. There's so much that can go wrong, but the best thing about the hammer game, and so many people have played it that are listening, but the initial hammer is always, it's always great, but nothing soothes the soul more than the rehammer. And most of the time that's a chip in. It's a made putt that wasn't expected, like a 30-footer. They got 10-footers. You make the 30-footer. And a lot of the thing is, before you play the next shot, so for instance, if they hammer on the tee and I say, I'm not taking it, then the bet's done. It finishes right then and there. So you can't play your next shot until you accept the hammer. So that's the situational part of the game, which a lot of people don't particularly like, because so often the hole finishes too soon, because a stats guy will be like, there's a 40% chance or a 30% chance we're going to win this hole, so let's just drop and just take our losses. Where if you ride it out and then you make that 30-footer, then you rehammer back, it's like a double Whataburger combo, and then you're yelling as loud as you can. So the quarter, I say wolf hammer, that's a similar game, but quarters, quarters
is great, and that's again that is like a different from 40 ball, but that's assuming you have a group of 4 there. So there are a lot of times you can end up not playing with Rick, right? It's like you, Rick, 2 other guys, and you're flipping quarters. Yes. And you could be going solo. You could be playing with 2 other guys against the solo. There's a lot of different ways to go.
I read when we did
great
this,
game.
The playing partner, I read playing partner. So even if I'm not on his team, we're still in the same card, and he's my partner, even if I have to pay him money.
It's a game I've played a few times. Really enjoy it. It's fun to come out on the winning side of that one. Depending on the wager, it's not so fun coming out on the losing side. But this is the game of golf. I'm going next to one. I've only played this a handful of times, but this game delights me. And this one is one that I have tailor made to my partner, because this is Michael Jordan, and we're at Seminole, and we're playing a game called Banker. Have you ever played Banker?
I haven't, but I asked Twitter one day and said, hey, what's everybody's favorite gambling game? And Banker came up so often. And I've never played it, but it sounded not necessarily complicated, but it sounded aggressive.
It is the most aggressive game. This game came to me from my cousin Jamie after a trip to Ohoopee, that he said was like, literally he was teetering in between having his entire trip paid for and being in like massive amounts of debt. And the game is simple, and the game, like many of these games, come with a hammer out option on it. But just like a game of Wolf or whatever, it's like the banker rotates between each person, the foursome on every hole, and the banker sets the wager for each hole. So you can set parameters for the wager, or there can be no parameters. So you can play the first hole for $1, and you can play the second hole for $1,000. And that is where it gets out of hand. And so then when you add the hammer into the equation, it is, and you can do it where all these games, see, that's where they kind of blend between. It's like you could do a quarters version of this, or a wolf banker, where you're either playing with a guy for a wager. But I would, in this, let's just say I'm playing with Michael on every hole. So I have a financial backer, and we're setting a wager, and there is a hammer involved.
That's a great financial backer to have.
I'm taking 50% of the profits, but losses I might need to write his airness an IOU. So I'm going banker for mine.
Okay, I love it. So you got Michael Jordan, Seminole, banker, and I have Steph Curry left. We're at Royal Melbourne.
Oof.
And the game that we're going to play is automatic one downs. And it's one of my favorite games to play. And I saved it for Steph mainly because I know he's going to be there at Royal Melbourne. He's going to want to be competing. And what better game than automatic one downs, where you have all the action in the world?
It's amazing. I mean, it just keeps stacking and stacking and stacking. You're never too far out of it. You're never too far in it or ahead.
I would love to have 9 bets open against Steph. That'd be sick.
Well, so you're saying playing Steph? Like, to me, it's like I'm looking.
Yeah,
at this,
I guess that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know.
You're in a game with Steph. You're playing with or against him. I'm just hoping like maybe Jordan's in this group to keep score because auto one downs is it starts looking like a CVS receipt after a while. The scorecard gets longer and longer. I love it. I'm going to end with this one. And what we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to put TBD in the name because I actually don't remember the name of this game. But I'm playing with Victor Hovland, who's a pretty happy-go-lucky guy. You know, we're already going to have some weird Norwegian stuff going on. We're playing at a weird place in Tobacco Road. And let me just describe this game to you because I'm sure people out there have played it and then we can piece it together after. But basically, here's how the game works is that, and whether you set a max score, there's no max score. It's the differential between the two scores, right? So it's like if I make...
Is this Vegas?
Is this the game where it's like if my partner and I both make pars,
it's like 44
and 44, and then you make your partner both make bogeys 55, then we're $11 up on you.
Yes, that's
is that Vegas?
Yeah,
okay,
and it
Vegas,
and
you can flip it if you make a birdie.
Yeah, so
yes,
I play. This game is really fun to play with a higher handicap and then a scratch player. We do this at home, and we'll play with a higher handicap player. So when, for instance, I make a 4 and my partner makes an 8, so that's a 48, and then we play this Michael Johnson and my buddy AV, and then Big James and we use my partner. So let's say I make a 4, James make an 8, so he's got a 48. Michael makes a 3, AV makes a 4. That's a 34 for them, 48 for us. But then you flip it, so it's 84 now into 34. So now you're simply down $50 just like that. Or you play it more than $1 a point too. That's where it gets a little aggressive. But
yes, yeah, like completely off the rails game at an off the rails place like Tobacco Road, where you can see some low numbers or some high numbers.
I like that. That's a good pick. I like that. Okay.
So how about that? That's a good little game round we got there. We're kind of all sorts of different things for people to choose from. And man, now I'm kind of sad. We're entering the fourth and final round of the Thanksgiving League draft.
Any honorable mentions in the game category?
Oh, good call.
We've been doing this, so.
Well, so it's interesting because I feel like in terms of games, like I sometimes if you just have like 2 other buddies you're trying to get out quick and play the 9-point game, and you really want to get some action going, and it's just you playing solo the entire time, that's kind of a fun one. I'm a big fan of the 9-point game. I'm trying to think others. Do you have others that like off the top of your head you really like to play?
Yeah, left right. I like playing left right.
Oh, left right's a great one.
Yeah, so it just kind of it takes all of the organizing out, and it's just like, all right, 3 left, 2 on the right. Y'all play against each other, and it changes every hole. And there's some strategy involved with that too. And I don't listen. Wolf's not my favorite because my ADD just when I'm ready to hit, especially if I made a birdie on the hole before. Why do I need to wait and go 5th? I just hate the order thing that you always got to go in this order. Don't like that. I think whoever's ready should be able to go and play it. And Wolf is all about giving the advantage to the person who tees off first. So not my favorite game.
Yeah, I agree with that. We don't play a ton of Wolf. We play some Scotch too, which like has a whole another interesting set of like bonus
like the
rules
umbrella
and
game.
Points.
It's like
yeah. So I mean,
it's fine. It definitely rewards better ball strikers because you're just always in an advantage to get more points to be able to cap the whole thing.
Right. To get the, close to the pin, all the like the bonus points come with it. And then like sometimes too, like if you're in a group of 4, you don't want to like split up and be against 2 guys you're that you're close with for the entire round. Like I love like splitting it up, going like 6-6-6. Now that's not a game in and of itself.
You have to 6-6-6.
You have to stack like a NAS on top of that, or like some form of match play or whatever. But
especially when we'll do that here at home. If I'm playing with players that are all like 4 or 5 handicaps, and it just seems to work out. Because I swing bets with every single one of them, so it's great.
Yeah. So that's a good little complement of games we have in there. So here, this is the real interesting part because now we're in the food and drink category of the proceedings, and I don't know where to go here really because I've got Tiger Woods at Cypress, and we're playing 40 ball, and oh man,
I know where I would go.
You know where you would go.
Mm-hmm. But listen, it's your decision. And you're the only one with the first round pick with Tiger Woods at Cypress Point playing 40 ball.
Man, I'm like actually at a loss here because I feel like
shot clock incoming.
Shot clock should be incoming. I need to just go ahead and pull the trigger. But here, my thought process here is like I want to be sharp here. Like I don't know how much I want to booze here with Tiger. You know what I mean?
Please draft water. Please draft water.
just an ice cold water, please. Yeah.
Please draft Tiger's Gatorade line.
I was legitimately thinking of that. You know what? I'm doing it. I'm doing Tiger's Gatorade line.
Put an asterisk there. Assist from SK.
Yeah, I'll put from SK.
Which flavor though? That comes to mind.
Let me just hold on. I don't want to put my call into the commissioner yet because I'm thinking about because here's a little bit of my calculus too. Is that Tiger redesigned that hay. The hay over there, you know, the par 3 course, and they've got this amazing little like Mexican cantina on site, and they make this amazing margarita. Now I have no idea if Tiger's into this or he's part, but like some part of me is like, hey, we're in like the Monterey area. I just want to have a refresh. You know what? I'm switching it. I'm gonna have a refreshing. We're drinking margs. We're sipping margs. We're sipping margs at Cypress Point playing 40 ball with the cat.
An absolute airball. Absolute airball. I mean,
what was the obvious choice there? What did I miss?
To me, it's red wine. It's got to be red wine at Cypress Point. To me.
Ooh, okay.
I would have gone like a great bottle of just a good bottle of red wine. Just walk around Cypress Point on a 60-degree day with a nice sweater on and a nice and a nice cab. Not a nice cab, an unbelievable cab. That was the answer.
Wow. Golly, man. I feel self-conscious.
You almost drafted water and you did draft margarita. I'm holding you to margarita because that was your final answer.
Margarita's my final answer. I'm gonna put margaritas from the hay. I'm going to qualify that just so people who are reading this graphic don't think I'm a complete idiot, even though they probably should think I'm a complete idiot. But I'm going to put margaritas from that.
It was such a. I mean, who wouldn't want a nice bold cab at Cypress Point? And this is. I mean,
you're right.
Yeah, it's
like what happened. I feel like is like I had like a really good start to my big board, and then I got 10 picks through my big board and I didn't fill out the rest of my big board.
Yeah. I mean, I would have even put like a really just the best craft beer you've ever had in your life. Oh. That's like even there that, I mean, whew. Or even food. Like I would have drafted chili from the tap room. There was just so many things that you could have done there other than a freaking margarita
from the hay. But I'm gonna feel so refreshed. I'm gonna feel so refreshed. I'm gonna have a little salt rim on it,
dude. I'm just not picturing. I'm not picturing Tiger walking around Cyprus with a martini margarita. Like I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing the margarita thing. I mean,
that was such a bad pick, but I'm stuck.
The first pick is a margarita at Cypress. What an absolute mess.
People are going to look at this and be like, does Cypress have a signature margarita or something? What are we missing here? No, they don't. I froze up in the moment. I mean, plus look at yours is ready made. I mean, you have Patrick Mahomes at Augusta National. You're doing shotgun mulligans. I mean, I know what you're drafting.
I'm drafting Coors Light.
Type of beer.
Yeah, I'm drafting Coors Light, and that is my beer of choice besides Natty Light for all those people listening. Like, oh, you're the Natty Light guy. No, Coors would be my go-to.
Love Coors. Silver Bullet.
I don't drink a ton of beer these days, but if I was playing Augusta National with Patrick Mahomes, I know he likes drinking Coors Light, so that's what we're drinking.
That's a great call. So now,
you're so mad about that. That's a great call.
Well, I'm mad about that. I'm not only my Coors Light guy. I've been known to dabble in Coors Banquet. Yellow belly just hits just right. Just kind of really gives you a nice little base layer down the stomach. Yeah. Can I ask you for like a 2-for-1 pick here? Can I trade in a pick here? Because here, let me just explain my rationale. Because this is my next pick. I have Michael Jordan. We're playing at Seminole. We are playing Banker. Okay, so I got two things in mind here, right? And one, this is actually non-alcoholic beverage, but I feel like this is like a killer pick. All right, Seminole is one of the last places on earth that still has canned Gatorade. If you've had a canned Gatorade, you know that there is no better Gatorade that exists. Like when the cold Gatorade fresh out of the fridge hits your mouth out of a can,
it's a good point.
You're just like, I can't go back, right? But I'm not gonna play golf with Michael Jordan and not smoke a cigar. Like we gotta smoke cigars. Can I get like a canned Gatorade and a cigar? Are you gonna allow it?
I'll give you an either or option.
So I can put both on the board.
It's not only you get to choose either or, but whoever's reading or listening or watching, they get to choose either or. They say, you know what? If I'm given the option between the two, I'm going to take this.
Okay,
and you're about to give me an either or as well.
Oh, fair enough. Because you have Ricky Fowler at Baker's Bay, and you are playing.
Wait, hold on. So you went. What did you go with? Sorry.
Well, yeah, because I went canned Gatorade,
yes,
or a cigar. Yeah,
a cigar.
That was my little option. I mean,
yeah, that's fine. And given. So you said Ricky Fowler,
Baker's Bay with, I believe, Quarters Hammer.
We are playing Quarters Hammer. We are going to have Repo Pineapple or chicken tacos.
Ooh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Or
from Baker's Bay. So just wrap your mind around what you think that might taste like.
I feel like we should just allow each other to just have a combo pick in here. Because I feel like you can't do Repo Pineapple without a chicken taco. And I feel like you can't.
Yeah, that's why it's an either or.
Cigar. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, just put a combo. Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, no, I'm out drafting you. Is what that is. What's going on right now?
You said you were going to make up ground. I mean, I don't know, Repo Pineapple from Baker's Bay or a margarita from the Hay.
I personally, if I'm going to keep critiquing your picks, I would have gone tequila on the rocks with Michael Jordan in a cigar. That's where I would have gone. But canned Gatorades are great, so I'm not hating on the canned Gatorade, but I do know that is Michael's drink of choice. He loves tequila. And that's really all he drinks, from what I'm told. So,
okay, all right, fair.
But it's your team.
Yeah, my team. And listen, nobody's losing confidence faster than I am right now.
But he smokes cigars, so we do know that. So that's a big
That's what I'm saying.
Like if you were in the car,
I don't show up with a cigar. Yeah.
If you were in the car with MJ, like, hey man, got you this sweet cigar, he wouldn't stand you up. He'd be like, absolutely, Charlie, let's light this thing up.
I'm looking out for my partner here. I'm saying, hey man, I didn't show up empty-handed here. Yeah. I brought you to Seminole. We're going to make a bunch of money today that you're going to front me on.
Got a 6-pack of canned Gatorades in the back of the truck. It's on ice. Which color you want? You want the yellow or you want the red?
I'm shrinking. I've never crumbled. I've never lost confidence faster in my entire life than in this round. It started in the game round, and now I am cooked. I mean, because just wait till you hear what I'm going with next for my food or drink here. Because I'm playing with Victor Hovland at Tobacco Road. We're playing Vegas, and I'm just throwing stuff at the wall now. And this is as
the stinky cheese. Get him the stinky cheese.
Well, I mean, we're not going to have codfish. I mean, we're not going to go that far. But what we're going to do is we're going to go with a very odd. This is going to go to such a niche audience. I did my bachelor party in Reykjavik in Iceland, and they had this liquor in Reykjavik called Brennivin. It was like the death spirit or something, and it is just the oddest. But I'm feeling like Icelandic, slightly Scandinavian. I feel like we're playing a really bizarre golf course. We're playing a really bizarre game. And we're going out there to get loose and make some birds. So we're drinking Brennivin, man. That's what we're doing. We're going to get a bottle of Brennivin. We're going to put it on ice in the back. And that's what we're doing.
Is Brennivin like the equivalent of like Everclear? Is that kind of where we're like, is that... Where am I comparing the two?
Yeah. It's kind of like, it's like an Icelandic Everclear that almost tastes like black licorice. It's very, very bizarre. Okay. My brother drank a tray of it. Never seen anything more impressive in my entire life. Woman brought out shots for the whole party, spilled all the shots. He just took the tray, took it to the house. One of the most incredible. I'll send you the video. One of the greatest things I've ever seen in my entire life. So that concludes my draft. And I don't know what I blacked out in that round. Someone just shoot me the graphic after this, because I actually just shoot me the first 3 rounds. I don't want to look at the 4th round.
You're going to be so pissed when I absolutely just put the nail in the coffin that I outdrafted you. I have Steph Curry at Royal Melbourne, and we're going to be playing automatic 1-downs, and we're going to be doing shoeies, and it's going to be the bartender's choice.
Wow. Like shoeies of Foster's, or you're just going to let the bartender choose?
Bartender's choice. Shoey.
I cannot wait to see some of the replies to this food and drink round, because I don't know how to make sense of any of this. That's a great call. That's a really great call, man. I mean, okay, so let's stop down and do honorable mentions on food and drink. You go first, because I don't even know where I'm going to go from here.
It's honest. It's pretty obvious. And again, this is as bad as the St. Andrews not getting drafted. Transfusions wasn't drafted.
Yeah.
And that's a big problem, and we're gonna own up to that. And and here's the thing: it would have been drafted first for me if I wasn't playing shotgun mulligans. Everybody knows if you're playing shotgun mulligans, you can't have transfusions, and everybody knows when you're at Baker's Bay, you have to be drinking Repo Pineapple. And if you're in Australia, you got to be doing shoeies. And I would rather let the guy behind the bar who knows exactly what he's doing. I want him to make the call. So that's why we didn't pick transfusions. And for all those out there that are big transfusions guys, apologies.
Well, that's fair. And you created some flexibility there. Like they might put transfusion in that shoey. So you still might have a transfusion.
Very good point.
I think that transfusion almost felt like too much of a generic pick. I love a transfusion. I'll be the first guy to order a transfusion on the golf course. But I feel like that one there wasn't a fit within any of the teams or the groupings we drafted. But I mean, a frozen transfusion, a John Daly, a little Arnold Palmer with a little vodka floater. That's a great call. You could do a little. Little pineapple, or a little grapefruit and club soda and vodka or tequila, your drink of choosing there. That's nice and refreshing on the course. Listen, I'm a Bud Heavy guy. I'm a Coors Banquet guy. I like a nice, American lager. I feel like I need to mention those two.
You could have probably gone with that at Cypress, and that would have been a pretty good pick.
I know, but I just didn't. I froze up. I froze up. I try to get.
It was so bad.
Doesn't it feel refreshing though? No.
All I'm picturing is like the greenest margarita that has this green dye in it from the worst Mexican restaurant you've ever been to. That comes out, and you're like, well, this might kill me. And that's what I'm picturing.
So, and that's the problem. Into the ocean off the 15 tee box.
And that's the problem when you pick margaritas. It's not like picking a drink that is exactly the same every time. A margarita is made in so many different ways. If it's the best margarita I've ever had, heck yeah, dude. I'm all in on Tiger Woods at Cypress Point playing 40 ball and having the best margarita of my life. But you can't convince me that. What if it's not a great margarita? So
can I beg for one adjustment to something that was not taken?
Absolutely no adjustments. This thing is done, drafted.
I wanted to swap in Fireball for Brennevan.
Okay.
If you'll allow it.
But honestly, just put.
Does that make it worse or better?
Just put this is the English version. So it's.
We're doing Fireball at Tobacco Row. We're doing Fireball shots.
Okay,
at Tobacco Road.
I'm here for that because I think that'll actually play a little better because the people are gonna be like, dude, this Charlie guy's off the rocker.
He's a
sicko.
Point. Yeah, he's a sicko. Yeah. There's something wrong with him.
The only change I would have made would have been
you get one too if you like one.
Yeah, I would have done Steph Curry. San Francisco Golf Club game, doesn't matter about the game, kind of whatever. And then I would have done like a ham dog.
A ham dog. Okay, so but you want to keep it as is, right? You want to keep Royal Melbourne.
It's like it's an Olympic club staple that that ham dog. Yeah. That's kind of where I'm going with like just being in San Francisco, having that. So that's kind of like the Golden State Warriors theme of that. But then I'm like, you know what? Let's not be basic here. Let's go. Let's take our boots and fly on Steph's plane and go to Australia and have 2 shoeies. So that
wow, dude. I mean, this is strong. So let's just recap the draft, because I've just looked up and I've seen the time, and this was much longer than I think any of us imagined it was going to go. So you built up through the course of your draft. So your first Thanksgiving League team is, and are we going to give these team names? Or are we just going to kind of let them stand on their own?
This first team name I would like to name Drunk.
Drunk. Okay. All right. Team Drunk.
Kidding.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll skip the names. Yeah. So this is Patrick Mahomes at Augusta National playing shotgun mulligans with Coors Light. That's going to be a banger on the graphic. That's really going to be a banger on the graphic.
It's a really good. It's a really good team.
That's a vibe. That's like if it's a song, like what that song sounds like. That's a party song.
If this goes away, I think it will. Patrick Mahomes is going to see this, and he's going to be like, "Hell yeah, my man!"
Yeah, I mean, if this goes away, I hope it does. I'll be sipping margaritas at Cypress Point with Tiger Woods.
I'm just picturing the umbrella drink, the straw, two straws, and they're going to be not plastic straws. They're going to be one of those ridiculous paper straws.
Yeah, with the umbrella on them.
No, the paper straws, the ones that like melt in your mouth.
Yes. The environmentally conscious straws.
Yes.
Okay. And we continue. Your second Turkey League franchise, Ricky Fowler at Baker's Bay, playing quarters hammer and drinking Repo Pineapple and snacking on some chicken tacos. That was the little bonus round we threw in there.
What a vibe. I mean, that's just a vibe.
That's a vibe
right
too. That's a vibe too. That's a very chill, tropical sort of, that what you're getting there. And then your third franchise is Down Under. See, I appreciate your commitment to growing the game.
Yes.
With this franchise. So well done. You and Steph Curry are hopping on the PJ. You're flying down to Royal Melbourne, playing auto one downs and drinking shoeies, and the drink, of course, is bartender's choice. You're deferring to the local knowledge there. So, well done, sir. Well done, sir.
There's 3 really good franchises.
I've got something. I don't know how these are going to play. If anything, I think if I have to make a defense of myself, it's that I watered down the back end of my team to make this more of a competition, to make it hard for people to choose. That's actually that's the line I'm going to use now going forward. I was trying to make it fair. So I had Tiger Woods at Cypress Point.
What could go wrong after that? Just wait, folks.
We're playing 40 ball, and we are drinking margaritas from the hay. Must be noted, from the hay. Then I have Michael Jordan. We're playing at Seminole. We are playing Banker, and we are drinking canned Gatorade and smoking cigars. I might bring like some mini bottles out to like put a little floater in the Gatorade. Like, go drink the top of the Gatorade, get refreshed. It's South Florida. You're sweating like crazy.
You're trying to make that sound like a really good option. I'm still picturing like the tennis mom cooler in the back of your car, and you open it. You said, "Hey, Michael, what's up, man? Just rolled in. I got a couple of these ice cold Gatorades. These things have been in here for not only 24 hours. I put these things in here last Wednesday. Help yourself. I'm telling you, not too much sugar in these things. Don't quench your thirst." And I tell you what, with these stogies I got in the front seat, you're going to need them.
I'm speaking to a limited audience here, and I realize how this sounds. If you've had a can of Gatorade at Seminole, you know why I made this choice. If you've had a can of Gatorade, period,
I love canned Gatorade.
Right.
I am so with you. It's just, I mean, we're judging, like things right now. And right now, it's not peanut butter and jelly. Let's put it that way.
You're not wrong. And the last one, though, I think the last one could cater to specific segment in the audience. And I think Victor Hovland at Tobacco Road playing Vegas and ripping fireball shots.
Ooh, do you want to add one more category?
Of course I want to add one more category. What are we doing?
Music choice.
Oh,
and I'm gonna go ahead and let you. I'm going to give you death metal, Fireball, Tobacco Road, and Victor Hovland. I'm giving that to you because I can't steal it from you because it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, we're playing death metal in that group. We're playing all of the groups. We're playing. See, I don't even know if these are death metal groups, but Victor listed. We're playing System of a Down, Metallica, Rammstein. We're playing all of that. But see, the thing is like I could really dig myself a hole here if we go into music. I could dig myself a deep hole.
You could be in a
here.
real bad spot after this, but we're doing it.
Okay, well then you lead us off. How about you go? Because it's technically your turn.
Is it
to go
my turn?
first here?
Okay.
Yeah. So this is you're adding music to Patrick Mahomes, and you are. I can't believe we're doing this. You're going to play music at Augusta National with Patrick Mahomes.
I've already shotgunning beers. I might as well just continue on here.
Take it away.
We're going to be listening to T Swift. Duh.
Wow. That's killer, dude.
Because we have a chance to get her on FaceTime. It's just kind of a no-brainer.
Okay. All right. So you're going Taylor Swift. I love that.
Can you imagine just speaker blaring at Augusta National?
Come on, my
Mahomes.
boyfriend. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we don't get DMCA'd for that phrase I just sang. But all right. So what am I gonna do here, man? I'm gonna do Tiger Woods at Seminole. No, Tiger Woods. I'm sorry, Tiger Woods at Cypress. Playing 40 ball, and we're drinking margaritas. I mean, I don't even know where I go here with music. What's Tiger's vibe here? Is Tiger like we can listen to like Bay Area like rap music? I mean, I don't like.
I can't keep drafting for you. I can't keep on giving you good ideas. You're gonna have to come up with one good idea by yourself.
I don't. I think we're gonna play like. Oh man! Here's the other part of this too is that my friends usually hate the music I play on the golf course, so that like doesn't bode well for me.
Please draft like Fish or something.
Just jam bands.
Tiger Woods, Cypress Point,
jam bands,
40 ball, margaritas, and just good old classic Fish, baby.
You know what? Yeah, we're Jimmy Buffett. We're just gonna listen to Jimmy Buffett all the way through.
I mean, you got to with the margaritas now, but you got the vibe wrong, dude. It's 60 degrees out.
No.
There's not a cloud in the sky.
It's gonna be a sunny day. We're doing. I should have saved Jimmy Buffett for Florida, but that's all right. That's okay.
It's off the rocker.
That's okay. That's all right. Jimmy Buffett. I'm feeling better. I'm gaining confidence back. All right, where are you going with Rick?
So Ricky, Baker's Bay. We are the Hamburg Quarters game.
Quarters Hammer, yeah.
Repo Pineapple. We're going to be listening to Kygo.
Oh, that's great, dude. God, I love some like a good smooth EDM. Are you a Rufus Du Sol guy by any chance?
Rufus is probably one of my favorite names in the world, but I don't know who Rufus is.
Oh, you need to get.
I think Rufus is a good name for anything.
That's one that I try to play on the golf course a lot, and it's like one of those things where we get 7 holes in, and my buddy's like, "Hey, you cool if I take the speaker over?" I'm like, "Really? You don't? This is not getting it done for you?" It's like, yeah. I know. Now I kind of want to, because like I would say like Daft Punk or something, but that's just it's real edgy. Like I think with Michael at Seminole,
it's so obvious what you should pick.
We're just gonna play the Bulls theme on repeat.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, we're just gonna play. I think it's called Siri. We're just gonna play the Bulls intro theme. We're just gonna play that over and over and over again the entire time.
That's fine. It was under the same wing or umbrella of that. Space Jam just seemed like an obvious pick.
Oh
there.
yeah. Well, now
you're gonna take it. Now you're gonna take Space Jam.
I'm gonna take it. Thanks, man.
See, that's ridiculous. You can't keep taking what I give you here.
Can I? Okay, I'll stick to Bulls theme.
You have to.
Theme. I might.
You're gonna try to make this graphic make it look good for you, and it's you're in a bad spot, and I'm gonna have to correct everything. And people that listen to the podcast know this is a asterisk on all of this.
Here's the thing is that this almost has to be a bonus section because now we're like operating outside of the bounds of the TGL. Like the TGL only has 6 teams.
Yeah, and maybe we just put like a dash. Like if you wanted to know, this is the music we would be listening to.
I guess we can make each of the players, or we can make the golf courses the team location. How about that? We make the golf course the team location and the player game, food, drink,
who cares?
music. Yeah, we'll hash out later. You're
the one overthinking all this with your margaritas.
Yeah. I'm in a tailspin at this point. I don't know what I'm doing. So you're going down under. You're Steph Curry.
Wait, All right, I'm already listening to Kygo. Okay,
Kai goes with Ricky in Baker's Bay. Try to keep it straight.
We're listening to. I gotta see what the singer's name is. I think I know it, but I want to make sure. Let's see.
Golly, this is a bloodbath. The last 3 rounds just got out of hand.
Okay, I'm drafting for my music. I'm drafting Fergie, and specifically the national anthem "Fail."
Okay. I like that. I thought you were gonna do.
Have you ever heard
first
this?
class? Oh yeah. Oh, have I heard it? Her and it's a banger. Oh wait, this is actually kind of a banger. Oh.
So I'm drafting the Fergie anthem remix.
Remix, okay, all right.
Fergie
I'll make sure
anthem
to put remix on the graphic. and I'm gonna put I'm gonna take death metal, but I'm gonna specify because we're doing certain artists. We're doing
picking songs. We're not picking music right now. Or it's a little bit.
We're picking artists. We're picking artists, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, we're picking artists.
If you've made it,
it's
hour
just really
plus
specific. I wanted
podcast,
Fergie. This Fergie is what I'm trying to get at.
I mean, I picked the Bulls team, so I think it all comes out in the wash. Wow. Okay.
I do have some honorable mentions in the music category. I'd like to get off my chest. Creed.
Oh yeah, dude.
Creed.
Golly, dude.
That was my honorable mention. Was Creed.
I unironically liked Creed when I was a kid. I mean, Creed was. I mean, arms wide open.
Number 2 for me would have behind Creed would have been Nickelback, and
Nickelback's great.
So just so you know where I'm at, that's kind of where my vibes were going.
Creed, My Sacrifice still slaps to this day. Like I've tried that on for size like a couple months ago. And I was like, yep, still a banger.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it kind of depends. Like I do like this is actually an interesting can of worms to open that we won't go into in depth on this podcast, but like everyone has a different sort of BPM that they need to calibrate themselves on the golf course. And I need a little bit more of a tempo. I like a Daft Punk, of Rufus. I don't want some fair headbanger stuff, but I need a little bit of energy. So how are you going to play
Tobacco Road? Are you just going to have the yips that day when you chip?
Good luck
with that leading edge pitching that day with death metal.
Steep angle of attack. Very steep angle of attack.
Victor's like, dude, just move forward and pitch the ball. It's not hard. 15 degrees down on it, Charlie. Figure it out. And you just got this screamo.
Yeah, it's gonna be great, man. We're gonna love it. Wow. I mean, I'll tell you what. I'll be interesting to see what people like on this list. I think we're gonna get a lot of people saying, "Hey, margaritas at the hay." Doesn't sound so bad. Doesn't sound so bad.
It's just so off. It was so off.
It's something. It's something.
We're gonna have to I'm sure that we'll end up there at some point. We're gonna have to cheers to the margaritas at the hay. Yes, and I'm gonna order my margarita at the hay, and I'm just gonna not be able to keep it together.
Excuse me, sir. Can you bring out 2 more straws, please? Make them both paper. Oh man. Well, listen. If you stuck with us all the way through, you're either
congratulations.
Congratulations, thank you, and or you have a really, really long drive home for Thanksgiving. One of the two, but whichever of those two it is, thank you for spending the time. Smylie, any parting Thanksgiving thoughts? Before you go, I just like to say I like to put on a very earnest hat here and say thank you. We started this thing in May, and I'm thankful for everyone who spends the time listening to and watching us on YouTube every single week and on our socials and everything. There are a lot of really good people out there that spend their time with us every week, and I'm very thankful for them.
Yes, thankful. They don't have names yet, like the Smiley-ettes or something.
Yeah. The Smilers.
It used to be Smiley's Army. We got a Twitter account that used to be pretty hype. We used to make T-shirts, like the Harambe T-shirts. We used to make those shirts, and they would ship them out all across the country. And all the money, not only did it not go to anything charitable, it went towards those guys coming and watching me play golf and drinking beer.
What a cause. What a worthy cause.
You buy shirts, we drink beer is what their motto was.
Smiley play golf. I think we should revive maybe like Smiley's Undead Army. Yeah. Like a real like Game of Thrones style thing. We need to bring the army back. We need something, but whatever you are, we appreciate you. And now I see the floor to you to give the good people some parting thoughts on this Thanksgiving.
You want me to?
Yeah.
I
wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it if you did.
Parting thoughts, Thanksgiving. Yeah, I mean, you kind of covered it all. I thought you were going on something else. Got nothing, man. Got nothing. I just laughed my ass off for entirely too long about the dumbest stuff. But I'm really I'm gonna go off here a little bit and say I couldn't be more thankful to be going to Royal Melbourne with Steph Curry, because now I'm just gonna keep on dropping hints to him and say, dude, whenever you're ready, I'm in. I got a pretty good plan for us.
We can shoot him clips. Say, hey, we're gonna be listening to Fergie. I think there's definitely a pitch to be made for all the 6 of the people on the list. It's how much of that pitch you want to give to him. How much of that pitch?
I don't know if you're. I don't know if MJ's driving 20 minutes away to drink a canned Gatorade with you at 7. I just don't know if he's doing it, man. Because what if you pick the wrong cigar too? I mean, it's just. Oh. There's so much stress in knowing, oh God, is this the right cigar? Is this the one that he uses? I don't know. I just don't know. But I know I know Pat Mahomes is going to drink a Coors Light at Augusta, and we'll do some and FaceTime Taylor Swift. So I'm in a good spot.
You certainly are. Well, that's it then, I guess. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you, and I guess we'll see you on the other side. We hopefully got some big and exciting names coming up on the flip side as we kind of firmly move into silly season for golf before the turn of the calendar. But yeah, that's all we got. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. We appreciate you watching and listening, and we will see you back here soon.
I've actually watched a couple of episodes of y'all earlier. It just started popping up on my YouTube, so I was like, I'll check it out. And you guys have some good takes, so thanks for what you guys do. So I'm happy to come on. And
that is a stamp of approval from Mr. Victor Hovland.